Welcome to the Lifechanyuan Podcast, where we explore profound spiritual wisdom and uncover the path to higher existence. In each episode, we dive deep into the teachings of Lifechanyuan, revealing truths that can transform our lives. Have you ever wondered why life feels so full of suffering? Every year, hundreds of thousands of people take their own lives. Why? Because they can't bear the pain anymore. When suffering reaches its peak and there seems to be no way out, suicide becomes the last resort. This tragedy has been happening for thousands of years. But is there really no better way to free ourselves from suffering? Even rich people commit suicide, so suffering isn't just about money. Even PhD holders take their own lives, meaning it's not just about knowledge or education. Even high-ranking officials and celebrities end their lives, showing that status and fame don't guarantee happiness. Even beautiful and handsome people commit suicide, proving that suffering isn't about looks. Even those who live in comfort and wealth sometimes see no reason to keep going. So it's not just about material conditions. So, if suffering isn't simply about money, education, power, fame, or appearance, then where does it really come from? Think about this. If a planet explodes in a distant galaxy, we don't feel pain. If inflation devastates a foreign country, it doesn't directly affect us. Every day, people die in accidents, from illness or in war, but we don't break down because of it. Even if someone insults or humiliates us online, it usually doesn't push us over the edge. But when suffering gets close to home, it starts to hurt. The closer it is, the more unbearable it feels. Losing a loved one is painful, but for most, it doesn't lead to suicide. Financial troubles, broken relationships, natural disasters, yes, they're tough, but people still push through. Buddhism talks about 8 fundamental sufferings in life. 1, the pain of birth. 2, the pain of aging. 3, the pain of illness. 4, the pain of death. 5, the pain of separation from loved ones. 6, the pain of being around people we dislike. 7, the pain of unfulfilled desires. 8, the pain of clinging to existence. These sufferings are real, but which one is the main cause of suicide? Let me tell you, the greatest suffering in life comes from emotional torment between family members, and among these, the suffering between husbands and wives is the most intense. Most of the pain we experience comes from our closest relationships, our family and friends. The root cause of suicide is not poverty, failure, or external hardships. It's the suffering inflicted by our own family members. Friends can add to it, but family is the biggest factor. Jesus said, "A man's enemies will be the members of his own household." The Buddha said, "I must leave my home and my family." This tells us something profound. The fundamental reason humanity has suffered for thousands of years is our attachment to family. If there were no family ties, no relatives binding us emotionally, the deepest form of suffering would disappear. Christianity cannot solve this problem because it encourages people to have families. Buddhism tries to break free from family attachments, but it doesn't fully address human needs or the continuation of civilization. Other religions and philosophies only touch the surface, they don't solve the root issue. So the mainstream values and life perspectives of society itself are the source of human suffering. And as long as people follow these values, they will never truly be free. So what's the way out? The only path to liberation from suffering is the philosophy of Lifechanyuan. And when will humanity finally be free from suffering? Only when the Lifechanyuan era arrives. That's all for today's episode. Thank you for listening to the Lifechanyuan Podcast. If this message resonated with you, share it with others and explore more about Lifechanyuan's wisdom. Until next time, may you walk the path of truth and liberation.